You just want to start recording like this?
Record this fucking shit. Is it recording right now?
It is definitely recording.
It is recording. All right, guys. This is our fucking podcast. We got Maxwell Robinson. We got Keith Spillz. Alex Harmar.
What up?
This is something that we've been wanting to do for maybe a year or so, would you guys say?
It's been a long time. The making for a while. I know I've had a thought about doing it. I've thought about doing it for the longest time. I know you have been talking about doing it for the longest time. Yeah. And then we all kind of were like, let's do this together.
Yeah, we pranced around the idea way too much of it being like, oh, maybe next week we'll buy equipment, or maybe in the next month. Mm-hmm. And then finally, I don't know what it was that made you just be like, I'm just buying it and then they'll pay me.
Yeah.
I don't know what made you come across that idea, but it worked. So that's where we're here.
I don't know. This upcoming year and shit like that, it's just kind of been something that I want to get motivated to do, not just the podcast, but just like be more active myself, because like I'm a lazy shit. I'm not even going to sit here and lie.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. We all have our fucking days.
Yeah, we all just come home from work and just do nothing kind of thing. I've got that going for me.
Yeah, I just do it way too much. But now, and plus moving out too, now we're like, fuck it. We ain't got anything else to do and shit like that. Yeah. I find myself fucking spending time in my room just watching TV like a lot less since I moved out in the past month or two. So
and why not be productive, right? Yeah. But I mean, so would you like to introduce yourself, Big Al?
Yeah. We can just get into some introductions, just because some of you guys listening might not know all three of us. You may know all three of us, but either way, we'll hash it out. Alex Harmeyer, born and raised on the West Side. I will most likely live here until I die. I'm a diehard.
I feel that. Yeah, I feel that a little bit too much.
Diehard sports fan. Bengals are my everything. Reds, Bearcats basketball, Ohio State football, just everything. So I'm the sports guy mostly. I also will just say really stupid stuff at times, which you'll pick up here and there. But yeah, that's me.
Maybe that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go next.
Hey, down the line.
I'm Keith Spilly. Everyone calls me Spilly or Spillz. One of the weird things about me, I guess, fucking nobody calls me anything except for my last name. If you've met me, Keith. Freshman year of high school. Plus. Yeah. So yeah.
And your middle name.
What?
And your middle name. Sometimes some people call you by your middle name.
We're just not going to get into that. But anyway, one of the big things about me, as we said before, is I have an associate's degree in video and audio production. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I want to set this up, because it helps me get a little bit more into the field, and I have a little bit more of a platform that I can start growing and more shit to show for people for interviews and stuff like that. And besides that, I'm just kind of your average guy. No, I'm not at all. I just fucking...
He's a fucking weirdo.
I am the weirdo of this. Yeah, I'm the nerd and tech guy of this little group.
You definitely have the more nerdy tendencies. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
I definitely agree with that.
For sure.
Yeah. You're fucking weird.
Yeah. Max will have definitely the most like fun introduction, because you've got a lot to say, I feel like.
I mean,
you're not just a West Side kid that grew up and lived on the West Side every day of his life.
It is slightly odd. But yes, I am born here in Cincinnati. Good Samaritan Hospital in Clifton, you know what I mean? Yeah. Lived in Clifton and around the area until I was like 9 or something like that. Moved to Mexico, lived there 10, 11 years. Worked in a glass shop with the family, had horses and all that stuff, you know. And afterward, I came back here, joined the Marine Corps. Now I'm a vet. I was doing artillery. Fun times. Met a lot of good people. Now I'm doing political science at Xavier University. Working it out, doing rehabs, fixing houses. If anybody wants somebody to fix them a house or some shit like that, please give me a call.
Yes.
Anyone needs the audio work or video work, preferably audio, give me a call.
But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what I do, you know. I'm kind of like the fucking token mix guy around here, you know. They like me. I like them. But yeah, that's pretty much the crew. You guys have a better understanding now.
There we go.
Yeah. So that is us. Your house, our rules. That's kind of the running podcast name that we're going with right now. Really haven't picked one out.
Give us a mic check. See, are you still lit?
Yeah, I just hit it.
Yeah, no, he should still be going. You're a little bit soft though now. But we're kind of going with Your House, My Rules right now. We're kind of open for suggestions at this point on a podcast name. something that might fit us. I don't know. It just felt right. It also doesn't help that we kind of just rushed into this. Like, literally, it was, last week that I was like, okay, let's get this shit and let's get it going.
Yeah. It was probably last week when we got the first, like, okay, we're just going to buy this stuff. Come over. We're going to buy it, or Venmo me, or what the heck ever. So, yeah, we are a little rushing into it. I mean, we took like 3 hours to set up tonight, and then we just decided to jump right in. But that's the kind of people we are. Let's not think about it. Let's be about it.
Yeah. And one of the things is too is that this is more like a feeler episode to see if you guys actually care about what we're talking about. You know, see if you guys would like to listen to a couple of the topics that we have. It's probably not going to be the best of quality because we're still working on that, but we'd like to see what you guys think about us.
That is true. That is a feeler out episode.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first time going, so let's get into some topics.
Let's get into it. So I actually wrote things down. I'm not usually a write things down guy, but I am today.
Damn right.
We're going to start, as I said, I'm the sports talk guy. We're going to start with sports, of course. Joe Burrow. One of the biggest stories in college football. I mean, he's going to be a humongous story all the way up till April 23rd. Insane. Awesome videos of him that come out, like him smoking cigars in the locker room. He just looks like a fucking badass.
Dude, I've seen that meme of him smoking in the locker room.
It looks amazing. Dude. It's the header on my Twitter.
Yeah, it's great. That's our quarterback.
Insanity.
That's our quarterback.
That is my quarterback.
And most people listening from here, well, no, you got people from all over the world listening, but all our Cincinnati fans, like, you feel this one.
Yes.
Now I just hoping
that
Mike Brown doesn't fucking ruin it.
That's my biggest fear, is Joe Burrow talk. So we got our first actual news of like what the Bengals' intentions were on Sunday from Adam Schefter, like the leading NFL reporter, said that the Bengals had no intentions of trading their pick. They planned to take Joe Burrow. Well, the next day, Duke Tobin, who is the player personnel director of the Bengals, when asked about that quote from Schefter, said that is all news to me and said it was way too early to say anything definitively on the state of where that draft pick is going to go. So that made me scared to death because I have a feeling that the Bengals are going to listen to trade offers and we're going to screw this up.
Dude, it's possible.
Yeah.
It is possible because that's what the Bengals tend to do, but I find it hard to believe that they're not going to get Joe Burrow.
Yes.
I mean, he's the obvious number one pick.
But there are a lot of unbelievable things that the Bengals do.
Yes.
I mean, you just never know. I mean, I'm sure that it's pretty much more on lockdown than what I assume, but I have been surprised by what the Bengals do year in and year out.
I mean, shit. We were the best team in the NFL. What was that, like 2 years ago?
When we lost 2015.
Yeah.
2015, we were insanely good. Obviously, we didn't have Dalton for that game. We were working with a backup. McCarron's still good. But either way, we blew that game. Everybody in Cincinnati, I was crying inside of that stadium.
Everybody knows that. Dude, I called my father at that game and was literally like on the verge of tears, like, we had it, dude. Like, what the fuck just happened?
I hate it.
I mean, you got people like straight up shoving referees and shit. Like,
very angry.
Like they were pinned back to the midfield and like off penalties, just field goal position. Easy for an NFL.
Yeah,
kicker.
It makes me want to. Yeah,
that's a toughie. Every time you hear it, it's always like, you kind of want to talk about it because you do remember. It's such an emotional attachment. It's almost nostalgic to remember that. But you don't want to talk about it because you just might fucking shed a tear.
Worst moment in sports history for me.
It's not even close for me.
Yeah, no, it's not even close.
It's not even close. It always brings up bad memories, but I could talk about it for years. I could talk about, I mean, if I really wanted to go in, set the scene inside of the stadium with a bunch of people who have had season tickets for their life. Yeah. A bunch of 6-year-old men sitting behind me, and they're just crying their eyes out.
I don't know, man. Like my dad's seen both the
he's
Super
been through
Bowls.
the Super Bowls. Correct.
That's fucking
right. It's just like we can't win. Either way, this is in the past. We got Joe Burrow. I think if Joe Burrow
is it in the past? That's kind of what we're talking about right now.
You don't. Well, I fucking hate it. So let's just
leave it in the past.
I might start crying.
No, I'm talking about Joe Burrow. I'm saying drafting him, or is he going to be the person that leads the Bengals to that next level?
I think so. I mean, you can't it's hard to say yes because of how we never are able to put things together.
You're super passionate about sports, especially the Bengals, and Joe Burrow. He's nice, man. The dude throws dimes, but to judge him just off what he's done in the NFL to that extent, I don't know if we possibly could do it. Yeah. But I will say, if, a passing quarterback, that's the best I've seen on the college level.
Dude, he had the best year probably in college football history, definitely since I've been alive.
Yeah.
In terms of quarterback, definitely Cam Newton probably comes as the close second.
Well, I was talking passing.
Well, just in terms of passing, that dude. I mean, the long ball specialist. He sits in the pocket. I mean, he is amazing,
and he is mobile.
And I don't think we ruin him. There is a lot of talk out there that the Bengals ruin quarterbacks, but we are one of the few teams in the league that have had just 2 quarterbacks since 2003. Like consistently, it's been Palmer and Dalton since 2003, and they've both been very good.
And we can build a team around them. So if Joe Burrow is that good, we can build a team around this team.
I hope so. Yeah, and we've come close. We've had really, really good teams. We just cannot get over the hump of that first playoff game. It's like the nerves. It always ends up screwing us over. It's the biggest annoyance of all time.
And I don't even think it's the nerves or the jitters, man. We just do not know how to win one.
Well, Mike Brown.
It's not because in my head, it's unfathomable the amount of fucking times that you can go do something and not be able to accomplish it.
It's insane.
You know what I mean? So it's something you don't know how to do. That's why you can't accomplish that thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not necessarily, we can do it, but we're just really nervous. Nah, bro. You just can't do it. You need somebody that can teach you how to do that.
Right. And that's why I'm hoping all of those years of us making the playoffs, getting ousted, was all Marvin Lewis led teams. And most of the people that watch those playoff games, he coaches very scared. He's afraid to lose.
He's so scared.
Very
if you're
conservative.
Scared, go to church, bro. Just pray about that shit.
That is another. That is another thing with the. I'm hoping because we got a new coach, a new quarterback, it'll be just such a cultural change in terms of how we're actually going to be running our offense. Hopefully, a little more high flying offense. That's what I'm most hopeful for. Honestly, I've said this openly to you guys. I've said it publicly on Twitter at No Harm No Foul. I will jump off the crew tower if we do not draft Joe Burrow. Everybody be ready for that video. If on April 23rd, I think it is, if you're sitting on your couch and you see somebody else's name, or if they come up to the podium and say, "Oh, the first pick has been traded," I will fucking jump. I'll Periscope it live, which I think will be fun.
For our listeners that can't see the expression on his face, I think he's kidding.
I don't know. There's a real part of me that doesn't know. I'm going to Periscope myself walking up the steps. All the steps. I don't know how tall the crew tower is.
You're going to record it live on Facebook?
I'm going to Periscope it live.
Holy shit.
And then if somebody doesn't stop my big ass before I get to the top, I might jump off.
How lost do you have to be to record your suicide?
I think a lot of people do that.
They do it live, but at that point, are you really even that depressed, or you just need that much attention?
No, I just think
the point where you're literally just
that depression kind of leads you into weird ways of acting that you didn't necessarily think were going to be the things that you did, or would do.
Can you think of though how many viewers you guys would have on the episode after I'm dead?
Tons. Right? Tons. You'd be setting your family up for life.
This is actually
I got y'all, bro.
I would set you guys up for all time, or a couple of weeks. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe a month.
I would be definitely the biggest story in sports for a week. Oh my god, maybe they actually drove this kid.
Maybe we could be a big story nationally, man.
Yeah.
Nationally.
Can you also? What I just jumping off like that? I could land on anybody, so it might also be a
maybe we
murder.
can get sponsored by a harness fucking company or a hard hat company.
How big
or
of a
something
crater?
like that,
I will say, if somebody has a harness out there big enough for me, then you got a good harness, is what you got.
That's what I'm saying, man. We can be the Red Bull crossfighters of harnesses up in this bitch. You know what I mean? We're gonna get the best harnesses for the biggest people with the biggest problems.
We need a harness company. Anybody listening out there with a harness company,
Suicide
give your boys a shout.
1,000 right here.
Our little slogan, what was it? Big people, big topics, and we also make a harness
big
too.
Boys, big topics.
This is going somewhere. This is branding 101 right here.
Get a description.
Shit.
Write this down.
Get a subscription.
I'm the only person with a pen. I'm just not writing it down. But in terms of so obviously I'm not going to kill myself if this happens. Maybe I might, but Also, another news thing that broke today, as of today, we're recording on Tuesday, January 21st.
That is correct.
They just announced from the LA Times, and Arash Makazi had announced that they decided for the 2020 draft, they're going to be doing it at the Bellagio fountain in front of all the casinos and stuff like that. One of like the most infamous places, like picture-worthy places in the world. You see it in everything.
Definitely a picture-worthy place.
And they're going to be actually like by boat transporting these players, I guess, from like a grandstand or some area off to the side to a stage that is going to be in the center.
Are they going to have like a floating stage or something like that?
I guess it's going to be like a floating stage. Well, how deep is it? How deep is the Bellagio fountain? Does anybody know that?
You can stand it, can't you? I haven't been to Vegas.
I don't know exactly how deep it is.
Yeah.
One day when we were in Las Vegas, me and a couple buddies, Savoya, Cockman, and
giving this shout outs out early, man.
Heck yeah!
Well, no, I'm just saying. No, I'm just saying.
Trying to keep the story straight.
Yeah, these are also people that he talks about like. These are his homies.
I talk about these people by name every time I talk about these people.
Yeah.
You know, I never just say, "Oh, my one friend," but. It was like maybe 3 weeks before I was going to EAS from the Marine Corps, egress from the Marine Corps, come back to Cincinnati. And my brother Christopher had never visited me before, so I call him up. I'm drunk as shit. I'm at a bar, whatever. Yeah. And I call him and I'm like, "Hey man, you want to come to Vegas?" He's like, "Man,
this story's great, dude.
I don't have a lot of money." I was like, "Bro, I'm getting out of the Marine Corps, man." You know, and you know, when you're drunk and you're in the Marine Corps, you think you have all the money, which, trust me, you just fucking don't.
Yeah. Look at the couch they're sitting on.
So,
hey, this is a beautiful couch, and thank you for this couch.
The couch.
Big shout out, Brad.
Yeah,
Brad will be listening. Big shout out, Brad.
So, I call Chris, you know, I'm drunk, and he's like, "Dude, I ain't got the money, but I would go." I was like, "Dude, I'll get you a ticket." He's like, "Really?" Nah. I was like, "Yeah, I'm getting you a ticket. Fuck it. You know."
That's a homie right there.
I was like, tell your girl that you're going to be coming down. It was the next weekend, bro. Like, I didn't even give him time to figure out what he had to do for work or anything. Yeah. I said, "You got a ticket. I'm sending it in your email. I'm sending you the itinerary. You're going to bring your ass here, right?" So he comes down, blah, blah. We go to pick him up, me and my friends. We go to get the car, right outside of McCarran, the airport. Mm-hmm. And I think it was like he was going to be there for 3 days, and they said it's going to be $900. He's like, "What the fuck?" And the lady legitimately turned around, looked out at him in his face, and said, "It's Vegas, baby."
That's fucking awesome.
Right? So we
That's
hopped,
so cool.
So we hopped on the shuttle. We got to the to the strip. We're drinking whatever. Now we're all fucked up. We're walking in front of the Bellagio, whatchamacallit, and here comes Cockman. "Dude, I'll jump in that fucking pond." And, you know, me and my brother, my other buddy.
I love his
Cockman accent's great. And dude, I did
awesome.
not believe him until he called him on the phone one day.
Put him on speaker.
He's on
exact
dude, the Gamecocks fucking beat Georgia. I was like, oh my fucking God, is that Cockman? I didn't know it was Cockman. I was just like, is that Cockman? He's like, "You understand now." I was like, amazing. Shit.
So, you know, he walks up, you know, I mean, we're all wasted, but Cockman always had a tendency to be a little bit more wasted than everybody else. Still goes through the night and all that, but, you know, he's like, "Dude, I'll jump in that fucking pond. I don't give a fuck." And we're like, "No, you won't." He's like, "Yes, I fucking will." And I think we all put together like $20 a pop. And he was like, "No, you tell fucking Savoy that he has to buy fucking Cosmopolitan." No, not Cosmopolitans, fucking Vegas bombs at the Cosmopolitan. And we're like, "All right, whatever." This motherfucker takes our money, hops over the fucking, it's probably like a
full clothes?
Yeah, full clothes.
That's
full clothes. Hops over the waist-high whatchamacallit. It's kind of like a semicircle where you can watch and see the
fountains and all that. Yeah.
He just jumps right in.
That's perfect.
And we're like, "Oh my God, dude, like, get the fuck out of there. What the fuck are you doing?"
That idiot did
it. Get the fuck out of there. And here he comes, you know, he's paddling and shit, and he fucking comes up. I have to go down to pull him up from the bushes because he can't reach because he's a short man. And now he's all wet and this, that, and the other. So yeah, I don't know how deep it is, but the kicker there, as soon as he comes out, we're all like, "Oh man, fucking," Chris had never met these guys, and Chris like, "Oh man, your friends are fucking crazy. What the fuck, this, that, and the other." And here comes this Asian lady walking down the street, and Cockman's like, "Hey, show me your fucking tits." And this
he's riding a heater. It was a heat. That was a heat check.
Oh, dude, it was a heat check. And guess
That's a
what?
heat check.
His heat got fucking checked right back. The tits came out instantly, dude. I was
amazing.
like, what?
When you're living that wow. When you're feeling that confident.
Vegas, baby.
Okay.
When you're feeling that confident, you just toss out a heat check.
Oh, dude.
Oh, that would be in the moment. That just
Dude.
feeling that like overwhelming.
So
like,
how
I can
deep
do
it is?
anything right
I
now.
don't know, but you know.
Enough to not kill
stand
him.
in it at all?
Okay, so
Dark.
the thing is,
Well, yeah, I guess.
It's nighttime. They're wasted.
You
No, but
really
there's
weren't
lights
paying
at
that
the
much
bottom.
attention either. Like you were just too busy trying to get him out. The fucking
yeah, I mean, there's lights at the bottom, and it kind of distorts the depth of it. You can't really, your depth perception is kind of off when there's lights at the bottom of the thing. I know he was swimming. I don't know if he was swimming just to move or he could actually walk.
Yeah. I guess that's true.
But you know, deep enough to probably put a little canoe on. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm hoping for.
You think about it, you don't really need that much water. Yeah. They could
Yeah.
roll him in on a boat,
I hope.
and
well,
it's going to be Joe Burrow.
I brought this up earlier. I hope they bring him in like a gondola that they use in like Italy that we discussed. Yeah, Italy. I hope that it is like an Italian man, like just the very prototypical. He's got like the curly. He's got like a curly mustache or something like that. He looks like straight off the Monopoly box, and he is the person
I think
rowing
the guy
the
from the
gondola.
Monopoly box was supposed to be an American dude, wasn't he?
Was it? I just always thought Monopoly, like
Luigi, bro.
I definitely did that. I kind of put them together though.
fucking Mario.
I did kind of combine those two, but you guys get it though. I think everybody listening is like, yeah, idiots. He's fucking Italian.
He's definitely Italian.
He's definitely Italian. It's a me, a Monopoly.
Bro, I was totally fucking
Yeah.
with you. I don't think he's Italian.
I don't know what he is. I'm not sure.
But either way,
But that's what I'm hoping for is that they take him across. I just hope they do it in the funniest way possible because I think it's like it's so overdone that they're taking him across on boats. Like the showmanship of everything makes it way more funny.
Hey.
And so I hope they just up the ante even farther and don't just use like a standard nice boat. They use like a gondola being rowed.
It's probably going to be
by an
very
Italian.
Maybe
LFL
each
or
team
NFL. Dude, wait, wasn't LFL that lingerie football league on fucking
They
on
used to.
MTV, dude?
They used to have
I remember
that.
that.
Heck yeah, dude.
That was
once
the
11
truth.
o'clock rolled around on like a Thursday night, wasn't
Oh
it?
yeah.
Oh yeah, grab the
Giving my
jerkins, bro.
fucking
Yeah.
wiener fucking Indian burns on that
The,
shit. Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully Joe Burrow gets picked one, and he gets on a gondola steered by Mr. Monopoly to the stage, and the Bengals are calling his name. This cannot be traded. If I die, I'll be pissed. So
If you die, you'll be pissed.
I think I'm gonna follow through on that promise.
Remember, it's a suicide thing for him.
Yeah, if I
man.
die, I'll be pretty upset.
got
No,
thing.
I was just wondering how you could be pissed when you're dead, but you know,
Well,
fuck it.
I'll be pissed.
I piss
Yes.
on you too.
Well, don't do that. We can jump into another topic. Once we, I said,
Just moving on.
you know what? I'll be the judge of when we need to move things on. Whenever we're threatening to piss on other people, I say we
Might
move it on.
move on.
Dude, we're gonna
I-
have
you know
to
what?
move on
I
a
think
lot
that-
with
I
me on
think
this
that is
podcast.
a very, very fair assumption. If you're gonna piss on somebody, it's time to, you know.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's just when you move along. Yeah, R. Kelly.
All
R. Kelly.
The second biggest piece of sports that, and this is something that we
I
all
really
actually
thought you were gonna
watch.
say something else because
No.
you were looking at Keith.
No. This
Second
is
biggest
sports
piece of-
talk because we all watched this on Saturday, the McGregor-Cerrone fight.
Oof.
There are so many people saying that like they're mad that they bought the pay-per-view, which part of me
I
understands.
would've been
A definite
irritated.
part of me is like, that's the most exciting finish you're gonna get. So I think it's worth it. Like you watch UFC to see that kind of stuff. Like one of the greatest of all time come back after 2 years and just like beat this guy ass by shoulder checks and one leg kick is awesome.
Yeah.
The shoulder
dude.
checks were cool.
I enjoy those. I like watching someone just absolutely dominate. Dude, it's
Yeah.
like some fucking
Cleaning somebody's clock with your shoulder is
It's like
something
some
different.
badass.
It
was.
It's like some badass anime fight where two characters about to go up. You think it's gonna be some close battle and one just gets absolutely mobbed. That's what I saw in that fucking ring. It was so fucking dope, bro.
And the
With
Cerrone
the shoulder
guy.
checks too, so fucking. Oh, it was a good fight.
The cowboy afterwards was like, Yeah, dude, I love this shit. Like, even though he got his ass, but he's like, I mean, I didn't see that shoulder thing coming. That was crazy, but I love this. I'll be back. Like, I mean, it's crazy.
Through like a consumer standpoint, though, like I understand. Like, you pay, it was $60 on ESPN Plus.
Yeah,
and it was supposed to be fucking free. Well, ESPN Plus is like something you pay for streaming wise.
Well,
and shit
right,
like that.
right.
And it's like specifically for ESPN Plus, but that's only the fucking prelims. Yeah. If you want to watch any more, it's $60 pay-per-view. And like, I didn't think it was the biggest fight anymore because McGregor's kind of fell off or whatever. So I kind of thought that was going to be free. But when you spend $60 for a fucking pay-per-view and the dudes you see want to watch get knocked out in fucking 3 seconds, okay. That's a waste of money.
I'm still in the boat of like, it's the most exciting finish, so I think I like it the most because on the other end of it, you get like the 5-round grappling match.
Also, the three of us,
not the other
we
side.
enjoy sports and we enjoy fighting, and a lot of people probably only watch that for McGregor and Cowboy.
I agree. Yeah, there's probably a lot of people that were
just
like McGregor's on the card,
but they were just talking, weren't really watching the fights, and then when you watch like 3 seconds is over, like
most of the bouts were better than the fucking main card.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
but I mean that's something that is kind of a trend. I mean,
that is true. The hype around it.
Have to. If you're going to be in the prelims or anything like that, you kind of have to put your name out there and fight and hope that one day you can make it to the main card and not get your ass fucking shit whipped.
And the one dude in the prelims, I don't remember exactly who it was, but he straight up in the post fight like interview, he gave his name. Or like he like gave his name and was hoping for a come up and shit like that, was shouting out like social media and shit, and like I love that. But,
yeah, dude, you're hungry.
Yeah, especially just the hunger and shit like that, because people don't really do that. Like he was just trying to telling him to like check him out all over the place and shit like that.
I do like that because
making him more of like a branded person rather than just a fighter.
Yes, and I like that because I feel a lot of people now are like, oh, it'd be a real cocky thing if I try to show myself out. So I like the shameless bug to himself. Yeah. Like, dude, follow me. I'm trying to make it here. Like. Yeah, follow me on every Instagram,
just like this
Twitter,
podcast.
Snapchat.
Make us famous. I'm sick of my job.
Shame is relative too. I mean, I said shame is relative.
1,000%.
It just depends how shameless you are.
Yeah, and in that moment,
I can say a lot of things and not feel bad at all or any regret. But
it really depends on who I'm
around.
With me, it depends on who I'm around.
I know. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think it's like a deeper thing. I just watch what I say.
It's definitely a deeper thing. If you have to change your persona based on who you're around.
Well, not like total base or like, it's just I would do, it's almost like going in front of like your grandparents, you cuss less because it's just like a thing. Right?
Not really.
Like around my grandpa, I would never, like my mom's side of the family grandpa, I would never like cuss at or tell like a crazy drinking story or anything like that.
Understand.
I just do it with people who are our age. I'm not just gonna
have any I don't have any grandpas.
The only reason I do it is because I'm I do have a foul mouth and I tend to keep it like that, but I'm told not to cuss as much as I do, but also I cuss a lot.
Well, it's not necessarily because you cuss, it's the shit you say.
No, it's like I'll say like fuck.
You're loose
my
cannon.
family, like even my Uncle Kevin, and then like I understand because he's got like a 3-year-old daughter, and it's like hey, could you not say fuck around my daughter?
Well, yeah, why are you cussing around the kid? I do change when I'm around kids. I will not cuss as much. Like children.
Yeah.
Like if you've cracked 13, you're gonna get a whole bunch of.
I agree with
even
that.
My mom doesn't like me to talk the way I do.
Well, I don't think that. I don't think anybody's mother.
Yeah,
likes
that's true. Yeah, I don't think anybody's mom.
It is what it is.
So I get what you're saying. Like,
So I'm more just like, and not that I'm like changing a persona at all. It's just I just like limit it a little more.
Yes.
Like the crazier stuff, like the very off the wall stuff that I would say around people that I actually am hanging out with on a regular basis. Yeah, I'm not just gonna say that to like any random person.
No, I kind of get what you're saying. Everyone, a lot of people put on different faces, like no matter what they do. And that was one of the things that I was talking about earlier this week with like this social era and shit like that, and like how easy it is to just like avoid people and be fake and fucking shit like that.
It's very easy. It's very easy to create a persona on like social media
on the
now.
internet. Like look at fucking the show Catfish and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
People make up fucking the craziest fucking shit, and I'm not sure how much of that catfish shit is actually true, but still, they're making up these online stories and shit.
They're based off of something at the end of the day.
But you're saying like how it was easier to avoid people with social media. I mean, that's kind of like contradictory to what social media is. You can't avoid. I mean, it's harder to avoid people now than it was before social media, because now you have,
because it's two separate things. We kind of have fucking social media life, like online life, and in real life.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, so social life, like
most people,
you can't hide. You can't necessarily hide people because all your shit's posted there, but it's because you're posting it there and you select what you want people to see. When you're out in public, it's not easy to do that or something like that.
Yeah, he's saying it's way easier to hide who you really are on social media.
On the internet. On the internet.
Yeah. Whereas in person, you can easily tell. Not easily, but in most cases, if you're around somebody long enough,
I just thought you said that it was easier to avoid people like via social
you can
media.
but in terms of being real.
Well, even through like your phone and stuff, it's easier to avoid people and shit like that. Think of how much easier it is to get a read on someone talking to on the phone than through like text messages.
No, I'm talking about complete and total avoidance. If I don't want to talk to you and I don't want you to know where I am, I will not have a phone. I will not have internet. I will not have this. I will not have that. Then you would have to legitimately get your ass up and come find me.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder for me to avoid you when you can hit me up on Instagram. You can hit me up on fucking Facebook. You can hit me up on Twitter. You can hit me up on my phone. You can hit me up via text.
Well, I think my point is I just don't like all the kind of like fake shit behind being able to hide and shit like that. Because people will hit you up.
Yeah, and it's not avoiding
And then
it.
if they don't want...
People are fake as fuck. I do agree with that.
People will like hit you the fuck up. Ask you what you're doing, you're like, oh, I'm just pre-gaming, I don't know what I'm doing tonight, I might go to a bar down the street. And then immediately they'll be like, oh, that doesn't sound fun. And they'll hit someone else out, and then like they won't hit you back up. Like at that point, it's like, we're not even really friends. You
Sounds
just
like you're irritated because people have more opinions or more fucking options.
Who are we talking about specifically?
I don't know.
Are we going to dox somebody?
I don't want not on the first not on the first episode. I don't want to fucking throw people's names out fucking just like that. But
that would be
because
hilarious.
Somebody has more options doesn't mean that they're avoiding you. It just means like, oh, this is a mile away and I don't want to do it. This is fucking down the street and I do want to do it. I'm going to pick this one. It's not that they're avoiding you. You're just not in their fucking comfort zone. And they say,
well, my
fuck
thing
off
is like,
if
we're friends and you're going to hit me up and do something better, like that's fine. But why aren't you sending me an invite to what you're doing?
Yeah, no, it's extremely easy it's way easier to be a fake person in the social media thing because you can just create this entire persona. There is somebody from LaSalle High School that everybody at LaSalle would know as like a person who puts pictures up on Instagram in front of like houses he doesn't live in, cars he doesn't drive.
Nice.
And where he is built, now he's built up a following on Instagram of like thousands and thousands of people. And the people that don't actually know him are like, oh my God, this guy's got to be rolling in the dough. Or like, he's got to have a sick life. But us, who actually grew up, is like, oh no, this is the dork from gym class. Not a dork. He's actually a cool guy. Like, he played sports. But like, we see him as just like, oh, he's just another dude. Mm-hmm. But like, these people that actually don't know or never met him in high school, even that live around here.
Yeah, they think he's a baller.
They've just heard his name and they're like, oh yeah, he's cool. He's cool. Yeah, so.
They literally think he's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Right.
Yes.
It's insane. So, yeah, I definitely understand. A little fake it till you make it action is what that was. Yeah. And he made it.
I mean,
I just don't like that shit. But at the same time, I'm always real with people. So you
can't fucking blame a motherfucker for fucking, trying to do what he's got to do to fucking make it.
Yeah.
Now,
you can't.
Dude, could I disagree with the ways?
It can still piss me off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, can I still disagree with, them doing it that way? Yeah, but at the end of the day, if he's not hurting anybody and this is what he has to do to fucking get ahead, fuck it, run it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that's another thing. Like in terms of like the social media stuff, like the topic that you just brought up, I don't let it upset me.
Yeah, no.
I'm just like,
it's upset me a little bit more recently because like I moved out, we moved out and now people are starting to like hit me up again and shit like that. But like, I'm sitting here fucking looking for something to do, drinking at my house, and you're gonna fucking hit me up and ask me what I'm doing. You're trying to have a good time, and you're like weighing options. Like, there's something more fun. My whole thing isn't like go do something more fun. You're more than welcome to go do that because that's what I would do. But I would invite the person that I just asked what they're doing out too. But at the same time, maybe it's just like a little cliquey thing, and like people don't want to have as big of a group and shit out and fucking. Also, some people might not like other people and shit like that. So I get it.
That could be a part of it. There's like if I'm hitting up this person from this group of people,
yeah,
we can do this. But if I end up going with this other group of people, I can't bring this group into that.
Yeah,
group.
so maybe that's all it really is. Maybe I'm just pissed off over nothing. But I guess I do get pissed off.
That might be the case.
I don't know, man. I guess everyone just kind of has their own different opinions. And I mean, social media, as bad as it can be, and it can be really bad, it can also be like very, very good. I mean, look at what fucking Game of Thrones did for social media, or what social media did for Game of Thrones. Like the amount of people that started watching Game of Thrones because like they felt like they were left out because this is the greatest fucking thing people have seen. And like it has the numbers to prove it, but also if you watch Game of Thrones, it's just fucking the best show.
It is fucking amazing.
Trillion%. That's my favorite show, and I was very late to the party. Like I had watched it after they already had finished. Season 7 was already out, and then there was that 2-year hiatus. Yeah. And that's when I started seeing everything on Twitter, Instagram. You see all the memes, all the GIFs, all the Jon Snow stuff, and that's when I jumped in.
I think we have fucking waited long enough after Game of Thrones, and everyone has seen it. Like, what did y'all think of the last season? I mean, I think we've all.
Well, I mean, before that, let me tee off on this fucking social media shit. About Game of Thrones, because like when I was out there on a UDP with my homies, we had fucking these humongous fucking terabyte, 2 terabyte fucking hard drives, and we would just download a bunch of fucking shit movies. I can't tell you the amount of times I've seen Frozen and Brave.
Yeah,
Frozen's a great movie.
And it's just because of the people you're around that make it so great. It's not necessarily the movie.
Frozen's so good.
So, we finally had seen these fucking movies so many times over that, you just don't want to fucking watch it anymore. And shout out to Ramirez. He lived across the room from me, across the hallway from me, and he was like, "Hey man, you want to watch this Game of Thrones shit?" And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" He's like, "I don't know, man. I really don't know what it is, but my wife fucking has it on Facebook. My cousins and this, that, and the other. They say it's really cool and it has dragons." And I'm like, "Well, I don't know about."
And it is so much more than
small piece of
it's so much more than that. But that was the explanation I had.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Let me go get a 30 rack. Let's go to your fucking room. Let's get a pizza.
And that is the great thing about social media, is it connects us literally the entire fucking world. So because something like Game of Thrones that was so good, it had so many eyes on it and everyone fucking loved it. It just made it that so much bigger and more glorious of a fucking thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and just being late to it, I was immediately like, the first couple of seasons, as most people think, are a little slower to get into.
It's a fucking mouthful of shit.
Once you're in, it's like a cult. Like you're part of
you're part of the fucking group.
And I'm a day one motherfucker, man. I have been watching that.
You take a lot of pride.
I do take a lot of pride in that. I have been watching it since season 1. Season 2 was not out yet when I watched season 1 of fucking Game of Thrones.
That is
and
insane.
like I just feel like some people don't get the fucking full.
I think.
Of Game of Thrones without watching it from game 1.
I think I got into it like in season 3 or whatever, when season 3 was out.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, the people have seen it from that far back. Like if you saw it before fucking the Red Wedding, like you an OG.
But the thing is, I will pride myself on being one of the fucking most fucking Game of Thrones savvy motherfuckers. Even though I wasn't a day one motherfucker, try me. I will get down on all the houses, bro. Bring your standards.
Yeah, that's not necessarily. I don't know. That's not necessarily the point I was trying to make. It just makes it so much more of a thing when you actually have to wait that whole fucking year to get another 10 fucking episodes.
But
and I had that since season 1, and like you jumped in.
Yeah, grow up, and it's still my favorite show ever.
Like season fucking 7.
That's what I'll say to you two, thinking you're hoity-toity because you got in early. F off. Seriously, I got in late. It's my favorite show ever.
It's a great fucking show, man.
I think both of you just show appreciation of movies and TV more than especially myself. So that's why you feel that way. But I'm assuming if you felt somebody who also appreciated music and movies that might have jumped in late, they probably would have the same appreciation level as you.
Yeah, it's just a fucking all around great show.
Yeah, I like it because it's kick ass.
It has everything you really fucking want. You know what I mean?
You didn't like the last season, did you?
No, season 8
Jesus.
stunk. Too many unanswered things. They cut it way too short. Like 6 episodes, it should have been like...
Bro.
It should have been a full 10 at the very least. They just like didn't tell stories.
Dude,
this Night King a-hole we're hearing 8 seasons about
I'm
gets
glad
stabbed
you're
in
going
the
to bring
back.
this up.
What?
I'm so happy you're going to bring this up. Go ahead. Keep going.
That's just it. It just annoys me. We don't know who this guy is. He's just like death. That's so stupid. We want answers.
Dude, the Night King is the embodiment of winter. Winter is coming. You see the White Walkers first thing in the first episode of Game of Thrones. And the whole fucking time the North has this slogan, winter is coming. We know winter is coming. We know it's bad. We don't know what the fuck it is. It doesn't have a personality. It is the personification of fucking destruction.
Yeah. But how's this guy die? Just like they build him up so big and they just get stabbed in the fucking back.
It's fucking Arya, dude.
Yeah.
That bitch has been
She's
Arya's
like the most
motherfuckers.
trained bitch
She
in the
also-
entire fucking series, bro.
Yeah, but also that training thing, that was a little iffy because she was getting her ass kicked by that other chick.
That's
She
because
is
the people
tired.
who were training them were so
I
badass,
know, she
bro.
just beat her up one time. She killed her once.
God, bro.
But this chick beat her ass for like months or years or however long that actual like her in Bravos
Hard to
was.
tell how long that was.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell the.
A lot of the time,
in
I
all,
would
say a
in all fantasy shows are like that.
Well,
like,
more than a couple years.
I know you're a big Lord of the Rings fan. Did you know that Aragorn was actually 84 years old?
I did.
Okay.
I have
so,
no
so
idea.
like the time spans and like the time that people live and age in fucking a fantasy
Well,
show
I
like
didn't
that could be
necessarily
different.
know
So
he
we
was
really don't know.
84. I knew he was supposed to be a fucking very old man.
But
Yeah.
Instead of like us
number
just
I'm not
talking
quite
about
sure.
Game of Thrones and how much I didn't like the last season, but still think it's my favorite show ever. Let's talk. Do you think there will ever be another show that reaches like that level of like getting every single person
Of course.
on social media? Do you think
Of
so?
course there will be. And
I guess it every
and I'll
every
tell
time.
you why.
yeah.
And I'll tell you why. There's gonna be a fucking time where social media is gonna be even more fucking tighter than it already is. There's gonna because you have to think that there is social media all over the fucking world, but there's still fucking millions and millions and millions of people that have no internet, have no this, have no that, right? So you can say that probably down the line they're gonna fucking obtain this technology, and now they're not gonna fucking necessarily want to fucking watch this shit that, you know, dad or mom or grandpa watched. Now they're gonna find something they want to watch.
And
So
also
20 years down the fucking road, yeah.
And also
guess
there's
that's
going to be more people.
Of course.
So definitely
yeah.
there's going to be a show that is more popular, but how do you do it like per capita? And like how do you really judge?
I think social media wise, there will be a show, and most likely soon, that will achieve the
I don't think it'll be soon.
listen to achieve the viewership and shit like that. But to achieve the fucking actual masterful bullshit that they put on that screen, that's going to be a really long time.
No.
The dialogue and just the banter between fucking Tyrion and whoever the fuck he's talking to, you're not going to get that in a long time. Viewership, probably.
Like the shit that they were doing for a fucking television show is absolutely insane.
That's true.
Like what was
Outrageous.
Battle of the Bastards? Like a fucking $1 billion budget or something?
I'm not
surprise
sure.
me, but
Actually, I can research that while you guys talk.
It was some fucking absurd number just for that episode, and
Yeah.
like it shows, like it's
Dude, Battle of
beautiful.
Bastards is
It
one of
is-
those
Bastards
It's my favorite. It's my
fucking-
favorite episode.
oh, God,
it's my
it's
favorite
awesome.
episode.
You know-
There are so many things going on in that episode, and it's fucking great. Down to like just the fucking clusterfuck and the fucking fog of war that Jon Snow and them have when they're just cornered and they can't even fucking move their arms.
That
and shit
actually,
like
that scene itself makes me.
it's
like,
so
squeamish.
claustrophobic.
Yeah,
It's so claustrophobic.
I have-
It is
That's how
fucking
you feel.
great, dude.
I never
it's
thought
so good.
Right, and I never thought I had claustrophobia. In that moment, I realized that I have pretty deep
They
claustrophobia.
did a good job
I
of
hated
putting
it.
you in that fucking
Yeah, where like
battlefield.
I started feeling
Well,
short
I don't
of
think
breath.
you had claustrophobia. I think you had anxiety because he was claustrophobic.
Maybe. I also don't have really anxiety, so that might.
I
have
mean,
just been my
anxiety,
first-
your anxiety kind of flares up if you're claustrophobic.
Yeah, but
your
I'm saying
anxiety
he,
flares
he-
when you're in tight
But I'm saying he
Yeah.
wasn't in tight quarters and anxious. He was in open quarters watching a motherfucker that was in tight quarters.
Yeah, but it made me so scared of claustrophobia. Like that might be my least favorite way to die. Like the way I would least likely want to go out is just being smothered, or just into like being in a small place, can't breathe. I think that would probably be number one. Like I think I'd rather be like set on fire, or
set on fire.
Yeah.
Have you ever burnt yourself?
I don't know. I don't know. It feels scarier to me being not able to breathe, like slowly, just like shortness of
being
breath.
set on fire. Fucking scares me.
Battle of the Bastards was more than 10 million. Yeah, billion.
10 million. Billion. I don't think I meant to say billion.
Yeah, that's a small country's infrastructure, bro.
Yeah.
If they were gonna spend that much,
shot a little high on that one. Okay. Shit, I'm Shaq at the free throw line, just missing the backboard.
Like, that was tough.
It's okay. Bounce back.
But yeah, I think actually my favorite episode is the episode after Battle of the Bastards when Cersei blows up the Sept of Baelor.
It's a good episode.
It's fantastic.
It's a very good episode.
Yeah, in terms of, I'm wondering when that next show is going to come, because it was so fun to actually like follow along with everybody, like seeing the reaction on social media from everybody the day after or 2 days after, yada yada.
I'll tell you one of the
it.
coolest things I saw, and I'm not a big guy about reaction fucking videos.
Yeah.
But when they killed Jon Snow, the reaction videos are fucking insane.
The Red Wedding ones were fucking great too.
Oh no, the Red Wedding to me is probably the fucking hardest hitting fucking episode.
And for me, the reaction videos are kind of that way too, because that was like the original one that like people talked about with Game of Thrones. That was like crazy. Like Ned dying in season 1 was fucking. It was a big thing, but people don't really look at it like it was that big thing. But the Red Wedding was like the one. There were reaction videos. Everyone that was like most people's introduction to the fucking series.
Yeah, you usually think that when you have that caliber of an actor, that they're probably going to be the protagonist, or they're probably going to make it at least past fucking episode 9 of fucking season 1.
You thought he was going to be the guy.
Pow, motherfucking now.
What?
Yeah.
Wait. There are no main characters in this shit.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think it took me a little bit longer to realize that like there is no main character in Game of Thrones. You just have to deal with your favorite person dying, and they'll die a couple times through that series.
Yeah. Yeah,
but by the way, you
pick like a new person. And
dude, I just have a hard time believing that there's going to be another show that is such a cultural phenomenon that goes 8 seasons and keeps you so fucking invested through all those seasons and makes you build such a relationship with the characters that they.
But how many times do you think that this was said?
Before Game of Thrones. I guess that's true. And it's always one of those things.
I think Game of Thrones is a completely different thing. Everyone's seen Game of Thrones. No other show has done it. No other. I don't think any other show has fucking done what Game of Thrones has done. It is fucking everybody has seen Game of Thrones.
I know.
Everybody.
And I agree with you, but I'm saying this has been said since television has been in everybody's fucking house. Did I disconnect it?
You're hitting it a little bit. No, you're good though.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. If I can new at this shit. Okay. Yeah. Everybody, like, since television was in pretty much everybody's household in the world, there was a show that people said can never be topped. It doesn't matter what era. It doesn't matter
what show. What was the one before Game of Thrones?
Breaking Bad.
Everybody had their own different opinion of what that show was. Now, I'm sorry if you don't say that Game of Thrones is the best show. Fuck.
Before Game of Thrones, the phenomenon was Breaking Bad.
I would say Breaking Bad is probably...
I don't think Breaking Bad was as good as that.
It doesn't matter what you think. We're talking about
not as
people
good.
Fucking the survey.
By as good as that, I don't mean my opinion. I mean like a revolution like that, because there are people who don't like Breaking Bad. I haven't met anyone who doesn't like Game of Thrones. Not like the last season.
I've met a whole bunch of people that don't like Game of Thrones. It doesn't mean that it's not a great show.
Point them out to me.
I can call niggas right now.
There are a lot of people that just hated season 8 enough that they don't like the entire series. That it was that big of a letdown. It's all about the ending.
It's not a letdown, dude. How else was that show going to turn?
Yeah. People say that they needed a little bit more build up. They needed a little bit time in the last season.
4 more seasons?
You had 7 fucking seasons of build up for this shit. Shut the fuck up.
And then it sucked. That stinks. It didn't suck by any means, but it wasn't what I wanted. Brand's stupid.
Yeah, I'll give. That's the one thing I will say about Game of Thrones. I really didn't want him to get the fucking throne, but hey, whatever. It was still a great show, and it was the most logical choice.
I agree. It was the most logical choice.
Somehow this just became like a Game of Thrones review.
That's because
episode.
it is just that big of a cultural phenomenon. I stick to it. I don't think anything will top Game of Thrones. It'll probably be topped eventually, but
Something
not
will
in our
top
lifetime.
Oh, dude. So check this, right? Best shows.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Dramatic
this is just I
did the most dramatic pause.
I haven't
Almost like he has nothing for us.
Yeah, I thought at first I was like, does he not know what he's about to say?
Yes.
I thought you didn't remember what you were going to say.
No, I haven't even opened it up. And just the shit that I see, the 100 greatest TV shows of all time, I don't know what it's based on, but I haven't opened it up yet. The Sopranos. The Sopranos is one of the greatest shows out. The Wire is what made HBO. Dude, like, you watch The Wire, it's fucking amazing.
But I bet if we look at the per capita viewers between like who bought HBO for The Sopranos compared to the number of households that bought Game of Thrones for that, I bet Game of Thrones smokes that. But Sopranos is a very good one because that did revolutionize fucking television.
What would be your
did,
guys' top 3? Obviously, Game of Thrones is your 1.
Television shows.
But see,
Let's go
am I
television
talking about
streaming
my
service?
favorite, or am I talking
Your
about
favorite.
a
Just
favorite?
Yeah, this I don't
Well,
care
my
what the
favorite
people
is
I
Game
don't-
of Thrones.
Okay, I don't care what people think, just yours. Yeah.
No, yeah, but you know what? I'm a Anglophile. I like to watch a lot of English comedies or romances or period romances.
Okay.
Shit like that. Poldark on PBS. Check it out. Shout out to PBS. Fucking
Who shouts out PBS?
Me,
Dude,
I
bro.
shout out.
Dude,
PBS.
have you seen his profile pictures on fucking Facebook, bro? I swear to God, they have a little fucking I Heart PBS fucking banner on all of them, bro.
Who shouts out that large
lie
of a
about this
company?
shit.
PBS
I can't lie about
has
this shit.
taught me about the goddamn cosmos, about different countries.
Dude, PBS is great.
About
Never
fucking
watched PBS.
animals, about the world, dude.
Bro, you've never seen Cosmos?
It is the most amazing.
Cosmos
most
is
amazing
great.
thing
Neil
that has
deGrasse
ever
Tyson,
happened.
too, might go down as just like one of the best people.
Okay, what's your
Period.
third then, Max? Well, what was your second one called?
No, I'm just saying it's hard for me because I watch so many shows. Game of Thrones is definitely
Gun
at the top.
to your head. Name 3. That's just
Gun to your head. Name 3. Oh shit!
Dude, this is such
Game
a hard
of Thrones.
question.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
This
This is so easy
Like,
for
how many
me. I
times
just
do I
talk
have-
about these things. For me, I'm just going to jump in here while I give you guys a little bit more time to think.
Please.
Game of Thrones is still my number 1. I love 1 through 7 so much, and I don't hate season 8. I just didn't think it was good as 1 through 7. But Game of Thrones is my 1. The Office. If you don't like The Office, honestly, go fuck yourself.
He doesn't like
It is
The Office,
fantastic.
bro.
I fucking hate
I'll
it.
tell him
like
this,
The
I'm
Office.
right here
It's
in
like
his
type of
fucking grill.
degenerate shit.
He's a
Garbage
piece
shit.
of garbage.
Oh my
because that
God.
show is amazing.
It's great. It's great.
It's like the perfect comedy. And then
It is.
my number 3 is Peaky Blinders.
Really,
That's still
bro?
going on.
I mean,
you
I
guys,
like
you
Peaky
guys
Blinders.
actually convinced me to watch
I
Peaky
do
Blinders.
like Peaky Blinders, but
Yeah.
anywhere close to my top 10, not at all.
I love
I
it.
watched the first 2 seasons, and you guys were talking about
will
it
take
so
Dairy
much.
Girls over
You guys
that.
were talking so much about it and shit like that that I was like, "Fuck it, I'll watch the last 3 seasons and shit like that." And I watched it, and like it just, good show, I guess, but it really didn't do much
Didn't
for
move
me.
the needle for you.
Yeah,
No, like I said, it's a good show, but it doesn't crack my top 10 anywhere close.
no.
I also don't think I've watched enough shows.
I would definitely think that that's probably your issue.
I don't think I've watched enough shows, but I
Dude,
still
Band
love
of
Peaky
Brothers,
Blinders.
what a fucking phenomenal show.
I've never watched Band of Brothers.
You've
I thought that
never-
was a movie this whole time.
Oh my lord.
That's a real statement. I thought Band of Brothers was a
My
movie.
lord. This is not good at all.
okay.
It's a TV show. Okay, give your 3. It seems like you're ready.
I guess I got my 3 now. Fucking keep in mind, I'm on that nerd shit too. So
Gun to your head.
fucking Game of Thrones, fucking Naruto,
So fucking.
Chernobyl.
Chernobyl's good, and I'm still working on Chernobyl.
And
It's a great
also honorable mention, just to piss Max off, and this truly is one of my top 5 favorite
Office.
shows. Battlestar Galactica.
Fuck.
No.
Oh, what the fuck?
I'm not joking. That's not a Dwight joke from The Office.
That rip-off,
Office
I know.
Office is probably 5 too, but fucking Battlestar Galactica, I fucking love that
I've
show.
never watched an episode, and I won't. Isn't that just like the shittier version of Star Wars? But it's like episodes.
I think it's way better than fucking Star Wars.
I also don't. I mean, I'm not a huge Star Wars guy either.
I can't stand
like it enough.
shit that is either sea-based or space-based. It is monotonous.
SpongeBob?
Bro, you don't
Dumb.
like that space base? Wow.
Shut up. Jesus Christ.
I do. I mean, if it's space-based coming from Wakan, like my homie LS Dream, shout out to LS Dream.
Dude,
We're not giving EDM artists shout outs either. EDM sucks, dude.
Oh, no. Bro,
Okay,
do not ever
EDM
talk about
sucks.
LS Stream like that again, you fucking
Dude,
heathen.
it sucks.
Alright, okay,
Dude, it
so
sounds like a
Jesus.
malfunctioning washing machine. Go fuck yourself.
Dude.
Well, if you have the intelligence and the fucking goddamn beat, you can fucking make that washing machine sound like something that is coming fucking from the goddamn heavens.
If
know
you
what I mean?
know.
if you don't
It's
like
so good.
EDM music, you could still get into fucking LS Stream.
Also, what do we just? How do we just get off topic here?
Well,
We're not off topic anymore.
I know.
We kind of segued in. We just lost fucking Max's third.
We did. I just want to know what his threes are because I
okay.
think he's
So-
trying to get away from it.
I am trying to get away from
It's
it. And the-
hard, dude. When
the
you
reason-
watch cinema and shit like us, it's hard to pick through.
I legitimately am a fucking cinephile. I fucking watch so many movies and so many fucking shows that it kind of has like padded the fucking inside of my cranium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like there's too much in there and I can't pick what I
Dig at
like.
it. At some point in the future, you people listening will get Max's 3. I'm gonna force him to pick 3 of these.
So
he's going to pick
someday
something.
soon. But I do like Game of Thrones. But I mean, you have shows like Happy Valley and like Poldark, and you have shows like Breaking Bad was a phenomenal fucking show.
To be honest, if you haven't
Breaking
said
Bad.
Breaking Bad yet, I would say that is probably your 3. Judging from me, just someone who has talked to you so much, you tend to talk about Breaking Bad a lot more than those shows.
It was a shit.
I'm gonna answer
shit.
for Max. His number 3 is Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad.
So
it
we
is.
just need to get number 2.
Dude, that's gonna be really hard.
Because that's when you shouted out PBS like a fucking crazy person.
Dude, PBS. No,
I've never
I don't
watched
like PBS
PBS
like him, but PBS is great. It's
I
phenomenal programming.
subscribe to fucking PBS. I pay $5 a fucking month to watch that
Is
shit.
PBS the sweater vest guy? Did he used to be on
The
there?
sweater vest guy? Are you,
You know who
talking
I'm
about
talking
Mr.
about.
Rogers?
Yes, yeah.
You fucking uncultured person.
Dude, I just forgot his freaking
What
name.
in the
Is he on? I'm sorry. I understand that I should know
Oh
that.
my god.
But what was it? Or was he on PBS?
He was on PBS.
That's
I was
something
about
I
to
never
say he
watched.
was on PBS. Though.
Yes.
I never watched
Bob
Mr.
Ross,
Rogers.
Bob Ross is
I
on
have
PBS
just seen
too.
Bob Ross things, but I've never watched
Bob Ross.
I've just seen
Rose
people
Nova.
make
Bob
fun
Hella
of
Nature. The show Nature is on PBS, right?
Yeah.
fucking.
I do Planet Earth. That's where I get my naturing.
Bro,
Is Planet Earth on
but
Netflix.
Netflix. I watch
Nova?
so much nature
Bro.
shit, dude. Let's move this shit over to nature, bro. Just get into it.
Dude, just like I can
I watch
watch.
so many fucking.
I
nature
fall
shows.
asleep watching Planet Earth a lot.
It
just
is a
having
good,
that on in
It
the
is a good
background.
filler show to like fall asleep to. Like
Yeah.
one of those things you can just kind of watch and fall asleep to. But at the same time, it's so educational.
I mean,
and
it
fun.
is.
Doc Martin, bro.
Never heard of it.
Father Brown.
Are these all PBS?
They're all PBS shows,
my
and they're
God.
the best shows you'll ever see in your goddamn life.
I just
you
thought
heard?
PBS was just like another
I don't
station.
know if most people would agree with that statement or whatever.
No.
Hey,
You
listeners,
like-
if you like PBS, check out Father Brown.
Bro, the fucking
Hey.
difference in the mic when you
like a
turn around
stream.
to talk about PBS, bro. Like, I swear to God, you sound normal the entire fucking time, and then when you talk about PBS, you lean into the mic and your voice gets lower, dude.
Hey, bro, I'm
It
shouting
was.
out,
It was
man.
like you were
That's the way you
speaking
gotta do
gospel
it, you
at
know?
church.
Oh yeah.
Like, hey, if you
I'm
guys,
sorry, but yes, PBS is the truth, and we can move on. I'm sorry, guys, to keep it fucking hanging in the midst of our new podcast.
Well,
I mean, it's cool, man, but at the same time, we have kind of been talking here for a while, kind of, ranting and raving, like the bunch of madmen that we are. So it might be about time to wrap it up, guys.
yeah. Good first episode. We did ramble quite a bit here at the end. So yeah, we'll kind of sign off. You guys can interact with us. We're all on social media. Best place to get me at is Twitter. No harm, no foul. 2 A's in harm. And then on Instagram at Alex Harmeyer.
Yeah, to be honest, I will say this. I'm kind of a madman on social media, so just beware if you follow me. But it's the Spillmeister, Spillmeister on most social media. Also, you can probably find me as
Spelling bee guy here.
Well, I mean, it's fucking kind of a tough one to get, and I spelled Spillmeister wrong on all my social media.
Yeah, so. That's great.
Yeah. Well, I don't have the E and I replaced, but yeah, you can find me on that, or just type in Keith Spilly and just about anything and find me. Yeah.
Max Robinson. I really don't do the social media shit. Hopefully, by the time that you guys hear this, we will have a page that will be up, and I'm sure we'll be taking care of that here soon. If anything, you guys can hit me up on Facebook, Max Robinson. I'm the cute guy with the fucking Jägermeister hat. But that's about it. It's cool. We will have something to talk about that is more of a little bit more of weight. We just wanted to fucking, talk to you guys and see how you guys would like to fill us out. Please,
a lot of media coming from me, and I don't know if you're going to help me with any of the shit, get into the DJing and stuff like that. But I stream video games and fucking DJ a decent amount. I've been focused on this a lot more, but just starting out. So
the only streaming I do is when I piss. That's about it.
Yeah, he's got a nice stream.
It's
a strong
crystal
stream.
fucking clear.
It is a strong stream. You can hear this motherfucker pissing from the other room.
Fucking
I swear
like a
to
horse.
God, bro. I've only lived with him for 2 months, but I swear to God, this dude pisses like a fucking goddamn
That's why you guys have
racehorse.
had plumbing problems. Yeah, it's not even.
It's not even
shit.
the poop. It's his piss, man.
This guy's pissing.
Yeah, but this seems like a very good time to say, like, you
yeah.
know what, guys?
shouldn't
Not an easy way to end
No
this
PP
thing.
on anybody.
I'm okay with the ending. I'm just saying, fucking give us feedback. If you don't like us randomly talking about pissing on each other or fucking pissing in the toilet and how loud it is, because we did make a comment about me pissing on you.
Yeah, in
earlier.
which we said that's the way. That's when you cut it off.
Correct,
That's just a good point of view for anybody in their regular life. If you're ever
Yeah.
thinking about talking about peeing on somebody, or you start to hear that coming out of somebody else's mouth, you get the fuck out of
So
there.
yeah,
Yeah,
you
I
guys
have-
know.
So
if,
turn
have
this
issues
off.
with that.
Turn this off
if
now.
you guys start to hear us about hear us
Well,
about
we're rambling
pissing
here
on
a lot.
people, it's probably going to be over.
We're rambling. We just went on quite a tangent here.
We're rambling a lot at the end of it. Hopefully, I can cut it out a little bit. But the point we're trying to make is this is a running little topic that we got here, and it is something that will grow. And judging from what we've seen from the responses that we've had with people, it's something that people do want to see, and we got a little bit more backing than we thought. So if you guys could help us to make it better and fucking grow, that's going to be fucking great. I can't wait to see what this like little community grows to.
Yeah, I'm hopeful. And also, this is only audio. Going forward, we will have video and everything like that, so we'll be a little bit more set up the next time you come. If anybody's watching on YouTube or doesn't have Spotify, iTunes, any of that stuff, you will have other ways to listen to us. So, but yeah, thank you everybody for watching. I guess catch you next week. I don't know. We still haven't decided on like when we're actually releasing
Next
these
episode.
things.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we're probably
catch you next
that's
episode.
something we probably will. I doubt we're going to have a fixed time because there's 3 of us and we
That's
all have
true.
such different schedules. So we're probably not going to have a fixed time for podcasts in the future. So it's probably just going to be whenever.
Just
we
whenever's
can do it.
best. That works. Well, you guys will all know when it's coming out. Social
Yeah.
media.
I will be plugging
all
this on
be-
all social media,
Yeah.
all over the fucking place. So please get involved. We love you. Even though we might not know you, but you are a sexy beast.
We still love you.
Goodbye.
It's been real. If she's ugly, rap it twice. We're out.
That's perfect. That's perfect. That's perfect.